admit it. When I say the word stubborn,
somebody comes to mind. Who is that in your life? Who do you think of when I say the word stubborn? Is it yourself? Somebody else? So, my beloved Italian grandpa was someone we could probably call stubborn. He had a strong will. If he decided something, no one was going to stop him, no matter what, right? Um, and he was an incredible man. He was a bullfighter when he was 17, 18 years old in Peru in the 1930s. He was a race car driver, built his own car and raced it. He was a professional soccer player in Peru. He was an inventor. He was creating things. He had dreams and ambitions. He did all kinds of things. He owned a hotel. He, you name it. He survived a train wreck outside of in the mountains outside Machu Picchu, like outside Cusco somewhere. And he survived by wrapping his arms and legs around the arm rail that you hold on to. And everybody died. It was terrible, horrible thing. The thing is, my grandpa was stubborn. He was going to live. He was going to create. He was going to do things that um, sparked his imagination and got him feeling like he was alive. And he loved adventure, and he was pretty fearless. That was a stubborn soul. And I am one of his posterity, and I honor him for his courage. He immigrated from Peru with my mom and her siblings and my grandma in the 1960s. They went to Canada, and eventually my mom came to the United States and was naturalized when I was 8 years old. So pretty fascinating when I think about my grandpa and how stubborn he was. But guess what? Not only was he very tenacious, he also had a strong way of looking at what he wanted his life to be like and deciding this is what it's going to be and working so hard to try to achieve that. And that stubbornness really drove him to not give up. When he was probably in his mid 40s, he was learning about the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and he was being taught that he needed to quit smoking and honor his body by not smoking. And that was a requirement to get baptized. He'd been chain smoking since he was a kid. His first cigarette, unfortunately, was when he was 7. And my mom grew up with him smoking a cigarette and one waiting behind his ear her whole life. And that's how it had been for decades. But when he decided, all right, I'm not going to smoke anymore, he got up, broke them up, threw them in the trash or in the toilet, flushed them down the toilet, and never smoked again. That is a stubborn man right there who can say, I'm not going to do this thing I've been doing for like 40 years and I'm going to stop right now. Stubbornness is a decision and you won't budge. How do we do that? How do we harness that? Because stubbornness can go in either direction. He could or we can, when we're stubborn about something, it might be something that's for our benefit, but we just want it to be our own idea. We want it to be um, our own track and our own plan. And even though someone else is coming along and really offering us something that's better and wiser for us, we still won't do it just because we want to just do it our way. And okay, that could be so hard. If you ever tried to feed a child, ever, if you ever tried to feed a child who doesn't like what you are serving them, they will dig into that stubbornness and they will not eat it. They will not give in, right? You've probably sat at the dinner table so frustrated before. If you're a parent, if you've cared for children, you've probably experienced that. Okay, I'm a mom of 6. My name is Michelle Cox. I'm a life coach. I'm a mother of 6. And yes, I have had innumerable dinners that were not touched, and that child was not going to do anything about it. And so we can see that stubbornness is this, this tightness inside of us. It's a decision, it's up here, it's all throughout our body, it's everything combined. And it's a will to either not do something or to do something. Stubbornness can become a powerful tool When we are being willing to see a bigger picture, is the bigger picture the desired outcome that we really do want? My grandpa wanted to have better health. He wanted to be obedient. He wanted to do the right thing in letting go of this decades-long habit of smoking. So he decided, okay, I'm not going to do it anymore. And because he had that strong resolve, looking at this end goal, this desire that he had, the big picture in the end, that was what motivated him and kept him to keep his word. Smoking no longer was a temptation or something he desired because he had this bigger picture in mind that he wanted. And he went on to do health fairs in Guatemala when they were living there. And he's an inventor. He created, I don't know how he did it, but he had like a fake skeleton, a plastic skeleton, human sized. And he created a lung machine where you could actually put in a cigarette into the mouth of this skeleton, and it had a tube, and the smoke would go down and the lungs got, and there was some sort of plastic bags he made for lungs. My grandpa was brilliant. And they would just get darker and darker and darker. And he continued to teach people and invite them to overcome this habit or addiction of smoking, because he had that end goal in sight. He had that desire. He wanted to keep his body strong and healthy. And he lived to be a ripe old age into his 80s. And I think about how we can make our decisions based on this bigger picture. When we need to be stubborn about something, let it be stubborn for a good reason, stubborn for a good cause, stubborn for that end result, that big picture, that better life, that better personality, that better quality, that better trait that will help us to interact better with people, to achieve goals, to be more stable in our finances or in our health, our mental wellness, whatever it might be. When we have that bigger picture, this is what I want to experience. This is really what's going to make my life as fulfilling as possible. This is what is going to create more opportunities. So I'm going to stick with this. I'm going to be stubborn. I'm going to like cement it into my being that this is what I'm going to do and this is how I'm going to achieve it. Now I have this poster here because I want us to consider how our thinking creates an emotional response in our bodies. It is physical. That stubbornness, ooh, don't you notice how you tighten up if you were to feel stubborn and you say, I'm stubborn, feel it. Feel how your body tightens up. You might clench your fists. This is an intense reaction in your body. Stubbornness is intense. And so if we have given ourselves a proper framework, that stubbornness can be a strengthening, bonding experience with who we want to be, who we are now, the process it's going to take to get to where we want to go. Our bodies are sending signals up to our brain all the time, and our brain is sending signals down into our body, and that's through the vagus nerve. Now, if I were to think, I want to be more, I want to be healthier. I want to be able to run a mile without getting so tired. I want to be able to live my life with more energy. I want to feel better. I want to feel capable of doing activities with my family, go and play with my kids. This is the picture I have in my mind. This is how I want to be, how I want to live my life. I don't want to be poor health and I can't get out and do things that are meaningful, that would bring fulfillment to my life and help build relationships with stronger relationships with my children and my husband. So getting that bigger picture, when we keep that in our minds, our brain is going to really hold on to that as well. It's going to put it into the reticular activating system and look for opportunities and look for ways to continue to support that goal, that end vision. and decide what is the path that I need to take to get there. Your brain will look for it. It will look for ways to keep it going. It will also activate your amygdala, which is deep inside your brain and is constantly vigilant for potential threat or danger. So if your brain notices something that is a possible impediment or a derailment of your end goal, your amygdala can help you to notice it and give you that threat response, give you that warning signal to help you to see this is going to derail me, this is going to take me away from the end goal that I have. And the more that you have created a decision, a conscious decision in your mind that this is going to not get me where I want to go, then your amygdala will be better able to identify things that can stop you from achieving it and better identify what you need to avoid and not participate in or not engage in. And then the rest of your brain, other parts of your brain, everything is working towards this goal. You have it strongly rooted. This is where I want to be. Now, I love to share with clients how powerful it is to just imagine and just see what you want in the future. See where you want to get. Even more powerful is to actually write it down or to draw pictures of it. What does it look like? Where do you want to be? What level of health is it? Or financial security? Or cohesion in relationships? Where do you want to be? What is it that's really important to you that feels out of reach right now? You're not there. But that stubbornness can help you to keep going. The place where you are now and the place where you're trying to get, there's a gap. And I love how Dr. Becky Kennedy, she talks about that gap is where we feel the most frustration, where we are and where we're trying to get to. There's a set of skills we've got to learn. Maybe we need to learn how to manage our money better, or to make better dietary choices, or to make time to work out and to exercise, or to hold our tongue when we want to fight back. But what we really want is a better relationship, so we can't just fight all the time. So when we see where we are right now and we see where we're trying to get to, that gap can be very frustrating. It can be very discouraging. I want to have a good relationship with a sibling, let's say, or one of my kids or my spouse. Oh, it's not easy. They have their agency. They're going to behave how they're going to behave. We can't control it. But I always love to say we can have influence. We can have a lot of influence. And especially the clearer our vision is for the relationship we want, the outcome we want, the clearer we are, the more specific we can give the details to our brain, the more our brain believes that it's actually already happening, that it's even already in existence. And that stubbornness can help guide us to keep on going, even though it's frustrating. That child is still arguing with me, or I still have this problem, I'm not totally through it yet. Keep going. The only failure is giving up altogether. We have to keep going, whatever that goal is. That stubbornness can help you weather that messy, mixed up, confusing, frustrating gap between where you are now and where you want to get to. So channel your stubbornness, notice it, train your brain, be very clear about what you're trying to achieve. So make some time to draw it, sketch it, write it out. What is your goal? Notice how big the gap is right now. Maybe it's not as big as you think. Maybe it's actually better than you imagine. Maybe you're further along than you actually realize. So give yourself some hope. Give yourself that belief that it is achievable, that you can master what you're trying to do. You can reach that goal. And then stubbornly decide, this is it. This is where I'm trying to go. I hope that this was enlightening for you, and I hope that you will take the time to really get deep into who you want to be, the life you want to live, the relationships you want to cultivate. Give yourself time and keep holding on to that stubborn tenacity that will get you through the messy middle and achieve the goals that you truly long for. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next week.